All right. What's going on, everybody? I'm Ami Polizeifunk. How y'all doing? Sunday morning. Gonna do a 4v4 cast. My first one ever. I've never done a 4v4 cast. It's gonna be pretty crazy, probably. It's just stuff blowing up everywhere. This is a game that was posted recently. I've been playing some 4v4s. Ipkai and Twister and Daniel D and I like to play some Soviet 4v4s when we can get all four of us together. And we've been having some fun on the ladder, and it's actually kind of competitive. And I guess this is kind of like a pride post of a team that was undefeated. They had a 55-game win streak on the ladder, and they're being pride posted now. They had an off day, and they got beat. And then they got beat as Axis, too. Maybe we'll do that one next, but I don't want to pick on these guys too much because they had an off day. It happens. But let's just move over to the replay here on Kotu.org. You can see here's the original post, and it's a post by a guy called Brayalex. And so I'm going to be following him throughout the game. And so we'll try to concentrate on Brayalex, and then all the other stuff will just be exploding around us. Anyway, I wanted to check this out because these are top teams, and so if we go over and click on Brayalex's name, we can see that he has played a hell of a lot of team games. But more importantly, let's look at his 4-player AT stats. So these are his teams. He plays a lot of 4-player AT. As you can see, this team's 19-0. They're pretty good. So this team right here is ranked number 2 as Germans. They're 10-0. This must be like a new team that he just started. So where's the team that he's playing with in this replay? Oh my goodness, so many. Can't even find it. Where is it? Is it this top one? Let's see. Wait a second. Just go back. Okay, in this replay, he's with Skabinks, Kampfgruppe, and Yadame. All right, who knows? Maybe it's not even a ranged team, but let's see. It's got to be, right? 4-player AT. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's Yadame and Skabinks. But wait, that's not the third guy. Is it? Unicycle. Who'd I say the third guy was? Bernie, Yadame, Skabinks, Yadame, Alpha Beta. He plays with Yadame and Skabinks quite frequently. It's also possible that they were searching 3v3 and they picked somebody up. What's the story here? Okay, let me just check one more time. So Yadame, Skabinsk, and Kampfgruppe. Who's this dude? Let's check him out. Maybe they picked him. Oh, Kampfgruppe captive not to take. Okay, so that's the huge long name that doesn't even fit in the Kotu.org thing. So I guess that was the first team, right? All right, sorry. One more time. Okay, obvious. Okay, here. So Yadame, Skabinks, and Kampfgruppe captive not to take. All right, so they're number 2. They haven't played that many games though. They're 10-0 as Germans. So that's all it takes to get number 2. That's pretty cool. ELO in effect, right? If you beat high teams, you go straight up the ladder. All right, the first one, yes. Okay, got it. All right, so let's go back now to the other team, and they were 55-0. And let's just look. I know MilkPlease because he and I have played some 2v2s the other day. I don't know if you might have caught that stream. Okay, so let's look at MilkPlease's 4-player AT. He's got a nice piece of artillery. Is that a B4? That's a beautiful avatar he's got there. That's a Steam avatar. So they're back on top, right? So they were 55-0 and they lost one, but then they spammed a bunch of other games. And so look at this team. This team is number 1 as both Soviets and Germans right now. So they're top of the 4v4 ladder. So we can just go look at like the 4v4 Soviets ladder. And you can see there they are right at the tip top. Rice Omelet, MilkPlease, Sudutsuki, and JK Bernie. And they play both. They're number 1 in both factions. Here they are at the top of the Soviets ladder. And here they are at the top of the Germans ladder. And there's the team that beat them right behind them at 10-0. Okay, so it's these two teams going against each other in a 4v4. And the number 1 team claimed in the thread they were feeling sick or not, having an off day or whatever, but hell, they're number 1 on both ladders, so we don't want to take anything away from their achievement. So yeah, I'm going to try to bring you a 4v4. You guys can laugh at me missing all the action because I will surely miss most of it. Like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on Brayalex. because he posted it, and so we're gonna follow him primarily. All right. So let's go on in game and get this party started on a Saturday morning. All right, come on with me, folks. Where is the Brayalex? He's down here in the south. Okay, here he is. He's in the blue trunk. Look at all these colors. We've got to throw some names up there. Oh, Relic, if you ever see this, please make these colors in the list match the colors that we see on the players. That would be so great. It would be so much easier to tell them apart. All right, but before we get started, let's just introduce the players here. Wow, let's just start it rolling. Here we go. Okay, we're off and running. My computer's freaking. It likes to. Whoa, what is it doing? I press the middle button and it tabs like crazy. Okay, stop tabbing. Middle button. All right, good boy. Okay, we're in effect. Here we go. Okay, Brayalex putting up tier 1. He is going Jaeger Armor Doctrine, so he'll have an elephant at the end. That's what that's all about. Almost a required doctrine. Somebody's got to get some elephants at the end. All right, so his teammate. I'm not going to show you resources either because it's just that would be way too huge. Look at all that. We're not doing that. Okay, so his teammates, let's see. In the green trunks, it's Yadame. All right, he's got the Luftwaffe Supply Doctrine selected. In the cyan trunks, we have Kampfgruppe Captive Not to Take. Don't know what that username's about, but to each their own. All right, and he's going close air support. And then finally in the yellow trunks, we have Skabinks, who is not yet chosen. Let's go look at the number 1 55-0 at the time Soviet team. In the red, we will have J.K. Burney. In the orange, we'll have Rice Omelet. In the sort of maroon, we'll have Surutsuki. And in the pink, my buddy MilkPlease. All right. Can you remember all that? You got all that? All right. These things are going down because we want large viewable area. All right. So like I said, we're following Brayalex. He's opened with Gren MG. It's his responsibility to hold down this bottom fuel. All right. This is a very nice map. This is a map created by Stahlhagel, who is a community member, and this is a new 4v4 map, and I must say, this is a fine map. I've played on this map many times. I don't think it's imbalanced. Some people were whining in the forums about imbalanced nonsense. Any team can win. This is a dense city map with lots of lanes. You can see these train tracks cut it into sort of these horizontal lanes. And so you got teams fighting on the right side for this VP, and then you have teams fighting in the middle. There are these two very strong houses. And you have people fighting on the left. You have this other little area. This is a very nice VP area. I like how the houses are arranged around this VP area. So where is it starting? It's starting on the right. This is a nice position to garrison a very strong house. You guys get up on the roof. There's always a mortar war over here. But we're following Brayalex, and his responsibility is to hold this left fuel and control this left VP. So we're going to probably be watching most of the action on this side. But before we get into the particular actions that are occurring all over the map, I just want to teach you guys how to pronounce this map, because it's very difficult. When you read it, it looks like it's a Spanish name, Angermünde or something like that, right? Because it looks, when something ends in U-E-N-N-D-E, you would generally think that that's a Spanish name. But we read in the introduction that this is like a factory yard north of Berlin, so it must obviously be a German name. And when you read the name of this map, really it should have an umlaut over the U, because the UE is the special German character Ü, and Ü has an umlaut generally, so you know how to pronounce it, Ü, as opposed to a normal U. And so the way that you pronounce this name, and let me try, it's going to be very difficult, I'm going to probably mess it up, is like this. Ready? Here we go. Okay, we're going to go away from the action. Watch this guy just chilling while I pronounce this. Okay, the name of this map is Angermünde. Angermünde. That's tough, right? Angermünde. Soft I. The G, you have to roll the R. Angermünde. And then mu. You have to make the mu sound with your mouth. It's like a crazy U with an umlaut, and when there's a DE at the end of a German word, you actually say it. You say D. So, Angermünde. All right, shoutcasters, there you have it. Ami Polizeifunk's pronunciation of this new map by Stahlhagel. Angermünde. You gotta make an O shape with your mouth when you try to get that out. It's very difficult. All right, so there you have it, Angermünde. I hope you guys appreciated that. My guy Brayalex has been rocked on the left. He's been pushed off. He's totally had to retreat. I guess maybe, let's see. It looks like the red player with the Maxim spam just had his number. That's J.K. Burney. And so this is bad. When they start getting into your cutoff point down in there and they're going to take this fuel away from you, that's bad news. So it's Brayalex's duty to go and get that back. Let's see. He's reinforcing all his guys. You have a shared bunker up. I wonder how many bunkers they'll build in total. Let's see. Just a quick check on the fight over here. Got lots of Grens versus lots of Zis, and the mortars are plugging away. Oh, tons of action over here. You can see all the different colors. These are many different players fighting. We've got 1, 2, 3, at least we have 5 colors, so there are 5 players fighting here. The rest of the map is really quiet at the moment, surprisingly. I hope everything's going okay because I don't have my second computer running, so I actually can't see what you guys are saying. That's not good. All right, let's see how this is going over here. All right, Brayalex has to take this strat point back because it does cut him off of the fuel. That's another nice part about the map. A 4v4 with cool cutoffs. That's impressive. So I really like this map. Kudos to Stahlhagel for creating this, and kudos to Relic for patching it into the game. This map's a lot of fun. All right, so there's a little victory. The fuel's been whited and totally cut off. Let's see if he can push back. He's got a mortar running now. These guys are getting into the action. And so he's got so much infantry now. He's got a flamer flank coming in on this Zis, and the Soviet player knows it and bugs out. But there's one more. Rice Omelet's got a Zis just sort of waiting for him on the left. Okay, the action's looking bad here, too. When the Soviets get this deep, you never want them that deep. You want to definitely control this area when you're the southern player, and you want to work around this house and try to fight for this VP here. But they're getting pushed back on all fronts, so it's looking dire. Here comes the first scout car. This is by Yadame or Jadam or Yadam. I don't know how to pronounce his name at all. But that's a good-looking scout car coming out. Let's see if that has an influence. I can't follow. Come on, give me the follow cam. There we go. Here he goes. He's coming into the action. He's going to work on getting the Zis out of his house. If he can do that, he will clear the path for Brayalex to come in and maybe retake the left-hand side. A lot of heat, though. A lot of Soviet units around. Brayalex has finally moved his force up, so here comes all the support. They're moving in. He's got his whole army there. And that's good play. When you move, you bring everything. Bring your entire army. Don't just bring a unit or two. Bring all your units in formation. Infantry and flamers leading for MGs. Excellent work. Order behind it all. Here comes a nice Molotov cocktail going in. These vetted conscripts are in pretty deep. They're going to try to work on the mortar, and these Grens have to hop out to try to defend it. And now the conscripts are whittled down enough that they're going to have to retreat. This help from Jajam is going to help quite a bit. He's going to be able to fight the... Whoa, okay, so they tried to smoke to give themselves area to work against this MG. So these shock troopers tried to smoke the MG. They kind of failed, though, because they're still suppressed. There's so much fire all around that as soon as you get suppressed, if anything's shooting at you, you're going to stay suppressed. They should get up soon, though. There they go. They're getting up. And the 222 is going to work on them some more. All right, so Brayalex is moving forward. His Grens are going to try to cap the left VP. His MG takes position behind this truck. That's green cover. Mortar's still plugging away. Oops, what happened there? Uh-oh, AT gun creeping up, and nice mines set, and mortars. So the Soviets are coming back with vengeance. Their AT gun is out, and it killed that early 222, so that's kind of a big loss for the Germans. You want to do a lot more damage than that. You don't want to get plugged by the first AT gun. And now the Soviet mortar is starting to do damage against these Wehrmacht units who are kind of hurt. I mean, he had to retreat some stuff. He's got some stuff. He's got some Gren and MG coming up as reinforcements. But these two shock troopers are probably going to have their way. And look, the mortar has to go. So the position is lost again. We have some nice teller mines here. Those aren't going to be set up by the infantry, but that will prevent any possible T-34 incursion. We got the Grens fighting some shocks here. This is the other teammate, Rice Omelet, who's, I guess, responsibility on the left Ooh, nice shock nade and simultaneous Molotov. And that position in the center is going to have to go. So Brayalex having a hard time of it. These guys are just getting sort of whooped on every front. They did manage to take back the right VP, which is good. And they even got in so deep to take this strat point, which will cut off the right fuel. So that's a very nice move. But I don't think these guys are last too long. They do have LMGs, but they're going to have to run away. And the Soviets will soon reconnect. All right, back to the center. We have Jadame with a new 222, and he's sort of fighting for his life by this middle cutoff point, and they've OP'd it, made themselves a fuel cache. Probably a good idea. That also helps prevent some of this harassment. But look at these two shock troops against this MG. They're going to win that fight, and that MG is going to go down. The SDKFZ 222 is going to try to work on the shock troops. I mean, this is a hard counter, right? Shocks can't do anything against it, but their small arms fire, which is not really enough. So they're going to try to delay the inevitable, and all 11 of them are going to hop in this building. But look, it's got so many windows. It's kind of cool. Wow, they smoked it and hopped in it. So these shocks going nuts. Those are the shocks of JK Bernie, and check it out. They annihilate that mortar as it tries to get away. And let's see, what's Brayalex doing? Brayalex is just once again trying to bring his army back onto the field, while Jadame tries to hold down the center with great difficulty. He's really fighting for his life. His 222 is almost dead. And look at this. This AT gun's creeping up really far. Can it get supported, though? Pack coming. A lot of Grens here. Not a lot of Soviet infantries. Can they defend this? Yes, probably, as this is on its way. These guys are trying to take great cover. These are little tricky little areas. Sometimes you can hurdle, sometimes you can't. The doors on these houses, you sometimes have to do a long walk around to get in these doors. It's complicated the way these central buildings work. And as it should be, they should be unique and have a lot of character, as they are central and hugely important in the map. A lot of fighting happens around that area. But as you get experience with the map, you learn the funny paths that you can take and the little hurdles that you can do. And so let's see if these Grens can overcome that MG and perhaps steal that Zis. That would be a big step on the comeback trail. Maybe Brayalex is going to go for it. They've definitely got enough Grens there. That MG is down. And now what do they have to deal with on the left? We have a Zis. We have double vet flamers running around. Brayalex trying to creep in. He preserved his mortar. It's got 9 kills and a stripe. And look at this. Indeed, he steals the Zis. So this is how you make comebacks, folks. You have your enemy build your AT. That works lovely. Big mistake by the Soviets to let that get stolen. Okay, we got flamers working on this house. Nice hard counter. MG's in trouble. It's got a stripe of vet. Mortar's in trouble. Every time he goes to the left, he just gets rejected. Check out this Zis setting up right next to the house, shooting away. And whoa. I thought they dropped something for that second there. How did they escape? That's lucky. Lucky to get away with that MG. I thought they would die for sure. Meanwhile, he's getting flamed in the center. It's just nightmare, nightmare, nightmare for Brayalex. All right, the enemy, the fight on the right has developed into something totally different. We got upgraded M5 here with the flat cannons. We got a T-34, and the team here, let's see, they've got a P4. So their fight is developed. We've still got like a Tier 2 fight happening on the left, while they're already in Tier 3 over there on the right. But we're going to keep concentrating on the left because I, as an observer, can only follow so much action. These guys are getting worked. They're going to die. They're going to get eliminated. Bad move. Brayalex just dropping the ball again. Just getting whooped everywhere. Okay, they've cut him off of the fuel once again. Where are his units? What is this guy doing? He's got the Zis, but it's not with his army. It's not with his teammates. It's not really doing anything. It's just kind of hiding. Okay, now he remembers that he stole his Zis. Time to get that thing back in action. All right, here they come again. He's going to try to push out once again. Need some reps on this 222. Anybody could do that. Would be nice. He's got his, look, they've got their own medic stations, so 3 medic stations. And that makes sense in a 4v4 because there's so many dudes to heal. 1 medic station is definitely not enough. Those 3 medics would be totally overworked, and you would be waiting forever to try to bring your dudes back to health. So now that they've got 3, they should be able to heal all their dudes rapidly. I heard a plane, but it didn't last long. Maybe the M5 shot it down. Crazy action on the left. Look at how far this P4 got behind the lines. He's trying to lay in damage. Maybe he can get this this M5. It's hurt. This is a huge fight. Almost wish we were watching this fight over here, right? But we're not. We're watching Brayalex. He's over here getting whooped some more. Look at that. His grenadiers. What? Wasn't that his own mine? Did a mortar like hit him while he was going over his own mine? That would have been horrible. Maybe these guys did it. Look, they've got 5 kills. Maybe they hit that Teller mine and somehow set it off. I don't know how those Grens died. Okay, Brayalex making a little progress behind this P4. Oh, it's about to die though. trying to recontrol, at least get the center VP. And was that it? Was that out of control? Did the conscripts do the duty? I think it's in the death march. Ba-boom. Oh, look at the shock spam. Oh, nasty shock spam from Bernie. All right, SU-85. Okay, folks, middle game is over. We're into the late game. SU-85 and Shock's coming. That's two different teammates. And meanwhile, Brayalex with his like tier 1 and 2 army basically is starting to come in. He did get a new P4. That will help. That will help. Let's see how they manage this SU-85. It's trying to get the 222. We got planes coming in. This is a German strafe. It put all these shocks into suppression, and they're going to actually retreat to break it instead of wait it out. Okay, we have a mine. Is that a mine and a demo? Is that like double trouble from J.K. Bernie? All right, that's filthy nasty. Maybe that's how he got those Grens before. Let's keep an eye on that. That's going to be bad news for whatever unlucky Wehrmacht infantry or even tank happens to run over it. Here's the P4. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. So this should be good. Let's see how this works out. Here we go. I don't know if this is recon or what. It looks like maybe recon from the Soviets. Oh, he just missed it, but they set it off anyway. And look at the amount of damage. Wow. He was a couple meters away from that crater. He was kind of over here, and it still sort of rocked him. But, you know, it happened when he had Pioneers right next to it. So if they can bring that P4 back to health, that would actually be a wonderful win for the Wehrmacht side because, you know, those mines are gone, and they're going to save the tanks. So no real damage done. All right, Panther out in the center. Look at this, Pack 43 going up from Skabinks in the middle. The Wehrmacht has fallen back on the right. They've got a reinforcement bunker. They're starting to get buried in flames. That's surely from the sort of KB8 IS-2 doctrine that I like to play from the Soviets. Okay, this Panther's sitting pretty. He's kind of chilling. All right, so Brayalex has brought his P4 back to life, so that was a good way to clear the mine. A great way, actually. And now the Shocks are going to come have a look. We got two Su-85s. They're not really in the action. The tanks are kind of chilling back. We're waiting for our first big tank battle. And, you know, the Wehrmacht's in good shape now they've got the Pack 43 up. Because this thing can shoot through all these buildings. It's really crazy. So people are saying that the Pack 43 is kind of OP on this map. Because it, unlike most of the other tanks, can shoot through all these crazy shot-blocking buildings. All right, P4 getting into it with some conscripts. Here come the two Su-85s, but they can't find a firing lane. Conscripts have to leave. Oh, the Su-85s don't want to be this close. You want to be shooting from range. You don't want to get bousted up. Wow, they're just kind of going for it, though. Oh, there's a plane crash at the top left-hand corner of my screen. And let's see if you can get this P4 out. It's running away from the two Su-85s, and it does get out. And it looks like this stolen Zis is going to, along with the Pack 43 and another player's pack, is going to kill one Su-85. And wow, they got into that other Su-85 too. So that's what I'm talking about. You don't want to bring your Su-85s forward. That was kind of a huge mistake. You want to lead with the infantry, extend their line of sight, and make sure you know what you're going in against. Turns out you're going in against a Zis, a Pack, and a Pack 43. And that was lights out for those two Su-85s. It's a huge loss, huge fuel loss. Not a lot of anti-tank now to deal with this Panther and this P4 who are marauding on the left. They're getting into it with infantry, but the Soviets know that this is only going to last so long. There's way too much German heat here to stay, and off they go. And where is the Soviet armor? We've got a T-34 over here. We've got an IS-2 coming out. That's belongs also to the purple player. That's MilkPlease. So he's doing fine. He should be able to hold down his side all right. But it's the other guys in the center who have no armor, and they're going to have to deal somehow with this Pack 43. Let's see if they can figure out a way to counter it. A lot of planes coming in. These are planes from the Germans, planes from the Russians. Those are flames from the Russians and strafes from the Germans. We've got an OBS plane running around. Now this is just becoming overwhelming. A lot of action. Ostman's firing at some conscripts. They do raise the flag and escape through their own flames, I guess, unless we have a mortar half-track. Who would have done that by the I think that was maybe his teammate. I don't know who laid those flames, to be honest. All All right, P4. Okay, so Brayalex, after getting battered through most of the game, is finally getting a more secure position. Jadame needs some repairs, and they're going to try to recap the center behind this Osman, or just get it halfway down and then walk out of the circle. What are you guys doing? Come on, man. Lower the flag. VPs matter. It's a big war. You don't want the Soviets to VIP you out. You are down to 211, and you are being drained. But they thought they could do more damage in here. They do have double vet shock troopers to deal with. That's going to be tough. The Osman flanks the Zis. Very nicely done. What's Brayalex P4 doing? Just kind of plugging away happily. That's nice. All right, let's see if the Osman, the Zis finally turns. Can they get off an 18-8? There's Grens here. This is a scrappy fight. Osman's hurt. Su-85's on the field. That can help with the P4 and the Osman, but it's got a huge no-go zone. Let's just try to look. Wow. Okay, the Zis never goes down. Let's just try to look at the range on this Pak-43. See this cone? All right, right in here. So here's your no-go zone, Mr. Su-85. You can come up to about here until you start taking Pak-43 fire. And obviously Brayalex knows it, so he's flirting with that zone. Just missed some mines. All right, a lot of anti-tank coming out from the Soviets. We've got T-34-85s. We've got a couple Zis guns still alive. And we're getting a pretty intense front line around the middle. I have no idea what's going on the right, but don't care. I'm all about the middle and the left, as we are focusing on Brayalex this game. Okay, they're fighting in the center. They're trying to lower this center VP, but they can't because conscripts are stopping them. We have some propaganda cast in the middle. Tons of shock troops coming in, and this AT gun, which gets double vet, it's down. It's down to very weak infantry health. Here come the Su-85s. They're barreling through the flames. Who keeps laying that flames from the German side? I have no idea who keeps doing that. I'm looking for like a mortar half-track, but I'm not finding one, and I don't know if they have that doctrine. I think that's a Soviet ability, but okay, you guys will have to fill me in on that one later. All right, Panther's making progress. He's getting bold. He's pushing in. That nice Zis gun is down. Would have helped to maybe merge into it with some conscripts and try to keep it alive. It did have double vet. Shock troopers don't really know what to do. The Soviets are just kind of backed up. There's this huge perimeter from this Pak-43, which is now triple vet. It's done so much damage to vehicles. It's destroyed 2 vehicles. Look at it, it's still firing in. It's firing in mortars and stuff. But yeah, how are they going to get it down? Are they going to try to mortar it? What are they going to try to do? They need some kind of artillery to come in here. This thing's just plugging away. And the Soviets are trying to regroup and figure out how they should attempt to deal with that pack. Okay, mortars are firing. Mortars are targeting it. They're going after it, but it's pretty healthy. That sounds like a plane shot. Sounds like big things going off. More flame barrage coming. I thought I heard another plane crash. I'll try to follow them. They're constantly plane crashing before this because you've got these flaks shooting at the sky. Here come the shocks. They're penetrating in. They could run in and provide LOS. Let's follow the Soviets just for a second, and let's look at the fog of war, and let's see. Now they have LOS finally on the gun. Who's going to drop something on it? Let's find out. Somebody's got to have something. They didn't run in for no reason, right? Who's going to drop what? I don't even see smoke. What happened? They got in real close and nobody's dropping anything? Oh, miscommunication from the Soviet side. Maybe nobody had. Oh, there's something. Was that like a B4 shot? What the hell was that? I don't even know what that was. Where did that come from? I don't know where that came from. We have strafes coming nonstop. All right, we're going to follow back on Brayalex so we don't get too confused. There we go. Here's Brayalex. He's working on the center with his P4s. And the Pak-43 is still up, and nothing even really hurt it. Something huge landed here and took out a Pak. But nothing has scratched that Pak-43. Sniper's still alive and working. What is this guy doing? Yo, Panzerwerfer, you are not anti-sniper, at least not from close range. This guy is nuts. He's acting like the AI. He's just rushing forward. Maybe he accidentally targeted something, and so they went rushing forward instead of actually firing his missiles. Look at this lunatic. Is he going to survive, too? Is he going to make a mistake like that, run in really far, and then get out of there? That just shouldn't happen. Come on, yell at him. Oh, he's got a damaged engine. Will they deliver the killing shot? Will they? Will they? Yes. Go. Yes, they will. Okay. So he paid for that mistake. The elephant is now unlocked from Brayalex. But Brayalex is doing fine. He's got the left. His 2 P4s are totally healthy. They're fine. They're chewing up shock troops. Pak-43 is still up. And here comes this big, bad beast. The elephant's on the field. All right. With that added to the Pak-43, It's going to be tough. Here comes the Ferdinand. Did you guys all watch that video on the Kotu.org training page about the one of the 2 Ferdinands in the world that was restored recently in I think it's like Maryland or Ohio. It's at an Army arms depot, and they have restored that elephant. I highly recommend you check out that video. It's super cool. I think they worked for many hours just to get the rusted up tank tread off of the spinners. Wow, big shots coming in, doing a lot of damage. That was maybe a bombing strike. Maybe that was Brayalex's bombing strike. But it looks like the Wehrmacht has turned the tide. We got lots of IS-2s. 2 IS-2s here. That's the doctrine that's dropping all those flames. But the elephant, the Pak-43 is still alive. Nothing has dealt with it yet. And the Soviets are being triple drained. Lots of planes coming in. Let's show fog of war. See what the Russians, see what the Soviets see. Okay, that recon's over. I can't tell if I'm doing a decent job or a crappy job observing this. It is difficult, but we got the key players. Elephant, Panther. All right, here's bombs coming in finally. We got the Pak-43, and it's down completely. It is a wreck. So something spotted for it, and then something bombed it, and that's how you counter it. Well done. Well played, Soviets. Not out of it yet. It's still game on. MilkPlease making progress on the right. Look at this IS-2 getting bold, going deep into enemy territory. But now the elephant has taken on the role that the Pak-43 used to play. I wonder if... we have a howitzer here. An artillery piece from Skabinks. I wonder if Skabinks will try to put up another Pak-43. Because these Soviet tanks are running all over the place. Milk just getting way too bold. Milk thinking, like, my team can't ever lose. Not realizing how much trouble they're in. Okay, he does provide eyes on the howitzer, and so now we have a flame barrage coming in. Oh, and a killer plane crash. Did you guys see that? Did you see the plane crash into this building? That was sick. Okay, and the flames are going to clear this, but they can easily be remanned. And sure enough, Skabinks is going to put back the Pak-43 right in the same spot. But we do have another attack coming on it as it's being built. And let's see, do we have artillery from... I'm trying to figure out what's doing these big shots, and I can't figure out what it is. Oh boy. Another like Stuka, or that was probably another Stuka. And ooh, big kill from the elephant. That was the elephant killing that Su-85. Now the Pak-43 is up again. And Brayalex, he's got a good defined role. He's using these P4s, and he's going out and he's fighting on the perimeter of where the Pak-43 can target. So he keeps sucking units into Pak-43 fire. And these guys are just A-okay. 17 infantry kills and 19 infantry kills. They're playing their role wonderfully, being the sort of frontline eyes for these rear units and their big guns. So now the Pak and the elephant are sitting next to each other, and no tank wants to go anywhere near any of that action. Panther's providing the same role for Jadame. He's going up in there and trying to kite AT gun to deal with these guys. Infantry's capping the center VP. The Stuka bomb is reloaded. Let's see where Brayalex pulls the trigger. Wow, Elephant's getting bold. Pak-43's up, so I guess the Elephant figures he can come up further. And he's up really far. Here's some shocks with a Panzer Shrek. That's great, but they don't have any way to button it. The Soviets could do with some guards in, maybe button it, then Panzer Faust it or Panzer Shrek it, then maybe drop something on it. But just as shocks, they don't have any way. They can't throw 18-8s, they can't button. They're going to have a tough time dealing with any kind of tank. So many shocks everywhere. We've got tons of the IS-2 doctrine chosen. Let me just go find out what it's called. I play it all the time. I should know what it's called. Of course, it is the shock rifle frontline. I call it IS-2 because it's all about KV-8 and IS-2. So 2 guys, I think, went shock rifle frontline. As you can see, shocks and IS-2s everywhere. Nobody wanted a KV-8, though. We haven't seen one of those yet. All right, how we doing? The shocks got chased off in the midst of all that. Oh, no, they're still here. They've whited the VP. I'm going to let these combat engineers finish capping it. A little bit of quiet on the battlefield. Look at that. We're 28 minutes in, and it's all quiet on the Eastern Front. Pak, a nice counter to the Elephant. Oh, my goodness, huge mistake. How did that happen? Right? How did that happen, Brayalex? Yo, you do not lose elephants to single AT guns. Wowzers. So that was a big blunder by Brayalex. But it's a big team game. These are top 4v4 teams, so they're pressuring each other. And perhaps he was microing his lovely P4s up here. They're both double vet now. They're doing wonders, but throwing away the elephant was a big blunder. I mean, why not just bring the elephant over to this area and back up your own P4s? You know, if you're going to be microing on the left, why not just bring your elephant to the left as well? But he can afford to call another one in. It's the most expensive tank in the game, 720 manpower, 245 fuel. So let's see when he pulls the trigger and gets his next Ferdinand. First, he's got to keep these P4s out of danger. They do take an 18 aid, and that's not what you want to do. Oh, this guy's having trouble. He's like, want to see my butt, guys? Look at my butt. See my butt? Look at my butt. Well, guess what? Your gun faces the other way, bro. He's getting a bit hung up on this stuff. Not fun for him. Su-85s. Man, I tried to play Tier 4 as Soviets in a couple team games the other day. Oh, it drives me crazy. I can't stand trying to micro Su-85s. A, I'm really bad at it. B, it's just really frustrating. They love to just spin around and not point. But I'm sure that it's a learned skill. I'm sure there are plenty of players who are ace at microing Su-85s and using them to their full extent. Now he's facing the right direction, but he's shooting at infantry, which is not what you want. Okay, we got some tellers going down from Skabinks. I think I heard another plane crash, perhaps. Look at that. Just non-stop plane crashes on Angermünde. I don't know how to say it without sounding like a Nazi. Angermünde. The thing is, I'm bad with my U umlauts, you know. Here, Angermünde. It's hard. You gotta really wrap your mouth around that word in a way that no American ever would. And anything that you have to say in American English ever, that's you need a real native German to pronounce Angermünde. My son could do it great. I gotta get him in there. All right, the Su-85 made a lot of progress. He's backed up by an AT gun, and it looks like Brayalex is gonna lose one of his double vet P4s. And that's a shame because those two were such a lovely pair. Wow, if he saves it, oh, look at this thing shooting into the wall. That's tough. Let's see if he can kill this P4. Oh, he missed it again. Go on, man. Where's the kill shot? Wow, and now all sorts of other heat is coming in. The Panthers coming in to save the day. And look at this. Both pieces go down in the nick of time, and somehow this P4 with the funny fork crit, which means top gunner killed. Who cares about that? He should really use this motor and motor the hell out of there. I mean, he's still kind of in danger. Wow, he's going to capture the Su-85. He's more concerned with doing that. He's going to capture the Su-85. Oh, he could die to the shot from the AT gun. Oh, he gets the shot in. It's a rear armor hit, but it doesn't finish him off. But it puts him down to that area of hit points that is so low that the bar here on the UI displays it as full. Look at it. He's got so little HP, you can see on his little shield, that the bar is confused. It's like 0.01%, thinks it's 100%. We got them! Note to Relic, fix that shit. Okay, the Ferdinand's back on the field. He's sitting in the middle. He's kind of getting hung up on a bunker. And it looks like the Germans have achieved a situation where they can put it on lockdown, even though MilkPlease has two IS-2s running around. Uh-oh, I hear a big bomb coming in. It's from, oh, it's a total miss. It was a Stuka bombing strike from one of the partners of Brayalex. It wasn't his bombing strike. He has his loaded up still. Let's see. Is he gonna repair the Su-85? There it is. Look at it. It's funny, you know, you don't get skins when you steal a tank. He repaired it to full. That is fantastic. So I'm loving Brayalex now. He had a rough early game, but now he saved both P4s. They're both double vet. He's got a stolen Su-85, and he's just sitting the elephant around, helping out his partners. I personally would bring my elephant to the left to help me out and just like crush this guy, because he can get steamrolled this left-hand side. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be. Look at the skirts on him. I love that they can earn skirts in this game. How cool is that? Well, unless you're playing elite troops, which should be removed from the game. Thank you very much. But these skirts are earned. They're for veterancy. He fought to get them. Super cool. I would love to see more tanks get visual and stat upgrades from veterancy. It'd be cool if there were some Soviet tanks that when they got double vet, they got something special. Maybe like some new graffiti or an extra piece of armor or plate somewhere. Who knows what, but I love those graphical improvements. Another bomb going off. Okay, that one was from Brayalex, but I have no idea where it landed. Angermünde is becoming quite a wasteland. as the craters start to replace various trains and buildings. Here comes another big one. Is it on the IS-2s? Sounds like it is. Where's it going to land? Oh, it got one of them. It got the one that was hurt. Nice shot. Nice shot. All right, Panthers are chilling. He needs repairs. Oh, there's a good shot against the Pak-43. So the Soviets do know how to counter them. There were some complaints like, how do you counter that? Well, there are counters, and you guys are executing them. You're bombing the Pak-43s. Very nicely done. Here's some more. These are some frag bombs coming in, killing the Ostwind. A nice bombing strike. We have. Is that more smoke in the center? It's the tail of the off map now. But check out Brayalex with his P4. It's coming in flanking a Zis gun. We love to see flanks in every form. Early game, late game, flanks for the win. That's what Code and Code 2 are all about. Oh boy, these guys are getting torched. This infantry is behind the flames. It's gonna be a tough retreat. They do get one IS-2. They're gonna have to retreat through all the flames and look at them evaporate. Oh, they're evaporating. Youch. Brayalex is feeling very gracious and kind, though. He's gonna send his elephant to help out his partners. They can't seem to secure this right BP. Wow. Whoa, that looked like flames dropped in frag style, but I don't think it could have been. I don't know. I might not know the commanders well enough. So many different off-map abilities. So many that are like kind of similar, but kind of different. Maybe I'm just getting confused. That MG does not like S-mines. He dies to S-mines. And let's see, the shocks with 2 Shreks. Yeah, they're triple vet. Hell yeah, they are. I would love to. Let's see. Look at their stats. They've only killed 8 infantry, though. Triple vets. They've done a lot of damage to building. Well, you don't want to lose them. Yo, Milk. Maybe time to retreat. He's after something. He's after this. All right, new Pak-43 up the right. And they do retreat. Was something called in? He's like, buddies, anybody got anything? They're like, no, I don't have any ammo. He's like, come on, I got eyes on the 43. Bomb it. Nothing came down. They said, sorry, pal, we don't have anything. Plan it better next time. Warn us. All right, Brayalex is getting very bold. He now has a triple vet P4, and it's getting deep, 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 deep into enemy territory. Oh, he loses it. What a shame. There was a hiding Zis gun on a ledge. So we might have Su-85 versus Su-85. That could be fun. All right, he gets chased back. Wow, this cast is making me hungry. After this, I'm going to have to get something to eat. I just wanted to support 4v4 competition and show a 4v4 game. I'm going to put this on YouTube. And I encourage these players. You know, it's not easy to get 4 people together at the same time of day and jump into auto match. And then the rare occurrence that 2 of the top teams face each other. That's good stuff. So I encourage you guys all to do this, and hell, why don't you stream it and let everybody follow along with you. You know, 4v4 in Company of Heroes is a phenomenon that is brand new, right? I mean, in the history of Company of Heroes, Code 1, you could never have good 4v4s because we never had battle servers, and we always had peer-to-peer lag. And so, you know, a lagless 4v4 did not exist. This is a brand new animal. This is something that Code 2 delivers that Code 1 never could deliver, so I think it's really awesome. And it's so cool to play in a lag-free 4v4 game where everybody's just going to town, and you are absolutely guaranteed, the trash talking is starting. You are guaranteed in any big 4v4 to see plane crashes, to see super tanks, to see diverse combined arms, to see pressure in the center and off-map abilities, a smorgasbord of off-maps coming in, and you know, building environment destruction. This is everything that Code 2 does really well as far as graphics and just physics. You're guaranteed to see all of it in these big, massive 4v4s. So it is a way that Code 2 shines. Will this building go down? These shreked up cons are trying to hang out as long as they can, but everything's plugging away at them. Look at these. Everything's turned backward as this Panther got way behind the lines. Panther's swallowing up the damage. The Su-85 is going to try to finish it off. Are they going to get the kill? Wow, it takes one of them to its grave with him. That Su-85 is coming with me. So is that one. The bombs. All sorts of tanks are dying. It's a tank graveyard. Check it out. 2 Su-85s, a Panther, something else. All right. Madness in the center. It's getting desperate. The Soviets are down to 68 VP. they can't even stop the drain. They're still on the drain. It's 2 VPs to 1. They managed to get the center. That's going to slow the drain down, but they're going to have to get the left or the right to stop it. IS2's over there working. He needs to get some capping power behind him. He's kind of cleared it, but he needs capping power. And there's other baddies here. Look at this. What is that, the 3rd or 4th? Look at that. 1 carcass, 2 carcass. Pack 43 carcasses everywhere. That's his 4th Pack 43 on this map. That is a screenshot this, right? Look at this. And here comes the off map too. Look at carcass, bunker. What do we have here? The shocks provided line of sight. Oh, it's just a flame barrage. All right, well, that might clear the infantry. Let's see how it does. No, well, yeah, okay, infantry health. Falling fast. It is cleared. They could maybe get on it. No, they don't want to sacrifice their lives. Uh-oh, they're going to die anyway. They're running through their own flames. The new Ferdinand is in effect. We've got a new piece of artillery. So this player, Skabinks, he's the like static emplacement guy. He just builds 43s and artilleries everywhere. He's got like no infantry. He just built some new pioneers. They want to build some more stuff. They want to clog up the map with more stuff. All right, the drain has been stopped. Congratulations to the Soviet players. This is Sudutsuki on the left. Stopped the drain, and they're still holding the center desperately. Look at, they got the Kretz down to 172, but they've only got 55 left, and there's still a lot of big baddie krauts around. This elephant, though, once again, this is not the way you want to use your elephant. You don't want to like lead with it. You want some infantry in front. It's got insane line of sight, so you want it in formation. This elephant is out of formation. He's not playing the zone defense. He gets a reprimand from the head coach, but it looks like he'll be fine because these flamers can't really hurt it all that much. All right, here comes the push to take back and seal the victory. Let's see, can they do it? This P4 does not want to take on an IS-2. That's not enough. But he does have the other elephant behind it. Let's see how let's see how he'll do. Which one will they take? Which VP will they take? They're moving in on the center. They've whited the center. Did you know you could white a VP with an off-map shot? I think that was what just happened. They stuck up on the VP, and you can white a VP with that off-map shot. I think that's the weirdest thing ever. I just learned that like a week ago. People are dropping stuccos on your VPs, whiting them. What the hell? Infantry are supposed to cap stuff, not like off-maps. They're going to make the next off-map that can like raise a VP. It's the raise a VP off-map. That would be silly. But anyway, one of the strange quirks of the game. And the Wehrmacht used it to their advantage. So now the drain is static, but if they cap this, the Soviets will be losing TikTok again. And it looks like the Soviets are going to have to fight hard to stop that VP drain. Let's see if these shock troops run in there and sacrifice themselves to stop the drain. Look at that, they stopped the drain just before the flag gets to the top. And now it looks like that'll be another, wow, it's propaganda. Okay, so that sends some of the infantry back. Propaganda and a strafe. Okay, nice. We still have this Pack 43 and Panther plugging away. But these shocks, you know, late game, hey, they're rocking it. Let's see, they're busy lowering the flag. There's some Panzer Grenadiers throwing a bundled at them. Gotta watch the VP sacrifice. This thing's annoying, right? They can't white the VP or they can't raise it because this thing keeps shooting at them. They gotta get it down. So the Shrek'd up guys go towards it. Brayalex is gonna fight in the north. We'll get back to him in a second. While these guys annihilate the Panzer Grenadiers, that was kind of a big blunder as their stolen Shrek is like the exact thing they needed to clear that bunker. But will they be able to raise the center VP? I don't think so. Let's see how Brayalex is doing on the left. He's rocking the Grenadiers against this IS-2. Okay, another big bomb strike. Where was it? I don't know. Things are crashing. Su-85's going down. A lot of stuff over here. Will the elephant rush forward? Once again, not where you want to be exactly. And that's going to cost him his life. But will this IS-2 be able to stop the drain? You know, I think he has a vet ability where he can actually stop the drain. But he doesn't have any vet, so he can't cap. And now this Panther's here. The Grens raised the flag. So once again, it's 2 VPs to none. And the Soviets are draining once again. Here comes this. That'll be a good counter. But they need some infantry in here. They need to clear this MG. Oh, everything's coming. Oh, who are these flames from? The Soviet side keeps getting flamed, and I have no idea how. You guys will have to fill me in on that later. Like what Wehrmacht thing. Oh, wow, abandoned IS-2. Everybody's going, this is the new meat grinder. They are now triple capped, though. 26 seconds left, my friends. They are being triple capped. These guys have no choice but to try to wipe the VP, but you know that can't happen. And the Soviets sure as hell don't have any drop a bomb on a VP and white it button. So it looks like this will be it. Skabinks has finally a good game. Yeah, easy to say when you just won it, Mr. Build Pack 43s and don't micro anything anywhere. You're the last person that should be talking, dude. You did the least. You spammed out like artillery and packs. Congratulations. You're the guy that they're like, oh, you can't micro? Okay, just make artillery and packs and watch us win the game for us. All right, well played. Well played. Milk, Bernie, and that gang. This now, you know, they recovered. They had one day where they lost once as Soviets and they lost once as Germans, but they have recovered. They still own the top of the ladder. So you may be talking some smack, Skabinks, with your 10-0, with your very little experience and your quick run to the top, but you're still number 2 and they're still number 1. So it would be fun to see a rematch between these teams. All right, folks, thanks for joining me on that 4v4 madness. I talked very quickly. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope my mic wasn't muted. That would be bad, right, to get this far and find out your mic was muted. No, I wasn't raging at the support player. I was just giving him a little, you know, poking in the sides, little poking in the gut. That, you know, I don't like people that talk smack when they win. That's just weak sauce, you know. Like if the other guy started it, maybe reply, but to like talk some smack as you're winning or just like say GG as you're about to win, it's just bad mannered. You know, let them give you the GG. You know, when they respect that you beat them, they GG to you, and then you GG back, and then everybody's happy campers. All right. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the cast. You're welcome. All right. So later tonight, we're going to do a rematch today. Yeah, that would be cool. What, you want more 4v4? You're crazy. 4v4 tournament? Maybe. You know, the thing about a 4v4 tournament is logistics. It's a real difficult task to get 8 people in the same place at the same time and getting them all playing without like internet tricks or drops or this and that. So, I mean, we would have to get a team with like a reserve guy, you know, like you would have to sign up with at least 5 or 6 people or something like that. And but maybe we could arrange a show match. I think that's the best way to start with 4v4 is perhaps we could arrange a show match where we pick a time and we get 8 people and we just lock it down. And we say, you know, 8 people plus 1 reserve. And then we start with the show maps, like a best of 3 or a best of 5 even. There are a lot of good 4v4 maps. Angermünde is one really good 4v4 map. Steps is also really great. City 17 is great. These are really nice maps. So perhaps we could do some kind of show match where they play on all of those maps and we do like a best of 5 or something like that. Because the games, I mean, that was a long one, but sometimes they aren't any longer than a normal game. Okay, Helping Hands is here. He says MTW top team. So maybe you guys would play. Maybe we could get 4 teams together. And we could do like a show match, but with 4 teams with like a semis and a finals. Maybe. Hey, that'd be cool. If you're into it, talk about it and organize. And what you got to do now is just play the ladder, you know? Get out there. Show me and show other organizers that your team can go to the top of the ladder, you know, take on these guys. Play at popular times, you know, like evening in Europe is a really popular time, and you can get a 4v4 game, lickety split, really. You can really get a game fast, and show me that you can get 4 guys together regularly and play each night, you know, play and get a bunch of games under your belt, because that's what I would want to see. You know, if you're going to go up and, you know, expect spots. Right now, if I had a show match, I would invite these 2 teams right here, these guys. I mean, these dudes only played 10, so maybe not them, but definitely these guys, because these guys are 23-1. Look at this team, 44-0. Look at this team, 93-12. So show me that you've got some experience under your belt and get some games in. I'm not going to do another match now because that was kind of exhausting doing a 4v4. So I'm going to sign off, but Ipkai and I will be back tonight to bring you 2v2 action from the ESL Cup number 4. And hopefully there will be some good games from that. So we will be back live. Sunday Night Fights will be back live at 10 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And we're starting so late because I have to watch the Brooklyn Nets play Game 7 basketball NBA. So that's at 7 p.m. CES2. So when that's over, we're going to come on and stream some 2v2 games from ESL. That will be Ipkai and I at 10 p.m. CEST. So see you guys in 6.5 hours. I'm going to sign off. Maybe Hans will get a 4v4 team together and stream some 4v4 action. I don't know. But anyway, go out there and play. Let's see some competition on the ladder. And thanks very much for joining me. That was fun. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Give me a like or a comment. Comments are nice. Follow me on Twitter. I would really appreciate that. You know, I've got a running competition with Imperial Dane going. He's still winning. What the hell? Where are my people? I mean, if you guys love me, make a Twitter account and follow me. I mean, what's up? Come on. Twitter is another way that you can get the scene going, because that's where, you know, like when I started the stream, I gave a little tweet. Hey, I'm starting a stream. Just spur of the moment, right? So if you were following me and you were wondering what to do with your Saturday morning while you're eating your eggs and beans, and then you get a tweet from Ami, oh, Ami's going to do a stream? Cool, I'll put that on. All right, so Twitter's fun, and you can DM each other, and you can talk to each other on Twitter, and talk to Ipkai, and talk to everybody that's involved in the scene. Handsy's on there. All right, so thanks a lot for coming out. See you guys at 10 p.m. CEST tonight. I'll put it on the ticker on co2.org. And, yeah, I'll be back for more casts then. All right. Bis dann. One more time for good measure, right? Angermünde. Angermünde. Practice that. See if you can do it better than I can. No native German speakers, though. That would be cheating. All right. Here's one SNF song by Linsky, and then I'm out. Stream's over. Thanks very much.